Nigga pop.
Hey, girl. You gonna eat your cornbread?
Oh, Travo.
All right, Top Billin. That's pretty much how it went when you're talking about Georgia offensive tackle Jamaree Salyer going against that freak Aidan Hutchinson, edge player from Michigan. Now listen, that man got his cornbread eaten. Oh, you gonna eat your cornbread? Aidan Hutchinson was like, no. And then that beating commenced, just like in the movie Life. So, but listen, a full disclaimer here, man. We get these jokes off. It's no disrespect intended to anybody. Of course, we get down to the brass tacks of the matter, dissecting the fabric of the sport. But, man, I aim to please, and there's definitely an entertainment aspect as well to some of the things that I do. So, with that being said, man, no disrespect. If you're new to the channel, don't be getting all aggravated and shit like that. Aidan Hutchinson is the absolute truth. No doubt about that. When I used to cover Michigan here on the channel for a hot second, a couple of years ago, I remarked at how good I thought he was going to be, and he's putting it all together right there. Definitely deserved to be the #1 overall pick. Him or my man Kayvon, the Decepticon out there in Oregon as edge players there. And you know I love hand in the dirt edge players. That's my favorite type of edge player, right? And Aidan Hutchinson definitely represents that, a throwback type cat, Julius Peppers type cat. So, but that man, it was a full team effort. Jamaree Salyer is the absolute truth. I love the development of this kid. If you talk about Matt Luke and then before him Sam Pittman, he's had some really good coaching. I still think he's a top-notch center at the next level. But he's out there playing against guys like Aidan Hutchinson, making himself some money. People are going to look at that, and he will no doubt get a shot, I believe, at tackle in the NFL if he wants it. So that's where the money is. That man going to make a lot of money, and he's definitely lived up to that 5-star billing of being moved out there to tackle. But beyond that, man, it was a full team effort. Now, don't get me wrong. Michigan still got a lot of pressure, and they didn't get home as much as you thought. Obviously, a lot of that has to do with the quarterback, Stetson Bennett, and his ability to detach. And David Ajabo, I thought, was held at bay, and a lot of the other guys. They have a very good front for Michigan, which I said before the game. But I thought that Georgia would be the best offensive line that they have seen and could possibly nullify that front and then make those corners, which I said was suspect. The secondary in itself, I said, was suspect. And it is definitely propped up by that front seven, and we saw those guys have to cover, and they did not really have an answer for anything Georgia was going to do out there. So, hey, that's what you call unbiased analysis. So, for you people who couldn't get that before, you Michigan fans who couldn't get that before the game, now you know. But trench warfare, we absolutely love it, and I cannot wait to get into that. So, without further ado, man, we got to check this out right here.
What more can I say?
Top Billin. All right, I love this. My man Aidan Hutchinson here propped up in a motorcycle stance, damn near pushed out to the 9. So it's a lot of space for Jamaree Salyer to contend with here. Georgia in their 13 personnel set right here. You see the triad of tight ends right here. It's a pretty cool concept. Definitely one that you think it would be a run on, but it's going to be a rollout here. And Salyer has to adjust, and look at this. Ooh, look. Oh, ooh. Come on, man. I know you saw that. All right, look at Salyer get out here in the kick step phase, getting good depth right there. Now he's in that 50-50 exchange situation, even exchange, to where he can go either way that Aidan Hutchinson can go. Aidan Hutchinson, right, shoots it upfield, right, boom, gets the hands on him right there, locked him up, cornbread time. You gonna eat your cornbread? That man tries to redirect to the inside. I want you to look at Salyer's right foot here. Look at how he kicks that back, stays parallel to the line of scrimmage, and starts to shuffle. He's getting his defense on like there, just like he's playing basketball or something like that. Then he begins to drive, a driving phase. Look at my man flailing right here. He's like, oh, shit. This big man just, look, collapsed his spinal column. That man is going to be needing a service dog. He ain't gonna never be the same after that. Come on, man, that's hard. That one rep alone right there is gonna be played in NFL circle. Oh, nasty. That, my friend, is an NFL rep against NFL competition. That's nasty. All right, back again here Aidan Hutchinson in that motorcycle stance. Oh, tries to give him the power. Nothing doing right there. Now, people are going to say Georgia was getting the ball out extremely fast. That is true. That's what you want to do. It's called football. Why would you want to play into someone else's strengths? I never understood when people say that kind of dumb shit. If you have a coordinator who wants to play into someone's strengths, fire them motherfucker. That makes no sense. So we see him coming right here. He's going to pretend like he's going to take this to the edge, right? He's going to run the arc on this one. At least give him that illusion and then center him up. You see him right there? Now he sticks that foot in the ground. He wants to catch Jamaree Salyer still trying to edge defend, right? But no, centers him up. But look at that man sink those mud hooks in. Boom, gets that right there. And you can see the bendability and flexibility and the power we know Aidan Hutchinson has. Jamaree Salyer ain't going nowhere. This is some weird shit, too. Look how Jamaree Salyer is built. He's not built anywhere near a tackle. Looks to be 6'4", maybe 6'3.5" or something like that. And that man is built more like a square, a mini refrigerator or something like that. Not that classic tackle build, so he probably doesn't have that the arm length and all that. But what he does have is he's strong through the core, and he has very good technique, and he has that great foot energy. The feet always firing there. Not too far over his skis there. Hutchinson tries to disengage, but guess what? Ball's going out to the perimeter to James Cook. Too easy. It's almost like letting Aidan Hutchinson work against himself. Great game plan. All right, so I'm fair about this, right? We have to look at the good and the bad on both sides. This one right here, you see they switch Aidan Hutchinson to the other side. Remember, we got David Ajabo as well. David Ajabo, in his own right, probably a top 10 pick. So they have some very freaky edge players there. Let's concentrate right here, then we'll go to the other side. So you have this side, Warren McClendon going against Aidan Hutchinson, and he wins this rep until Stetson Bennett has to detach. Then, of course, when you reverse course on something, what becomes a great block then becomes a hole. So check this out right here. The initial part of this, great job out. Great job by him, but on that pullout right there, he still had the jersey. If Aidan Hutchinson was still moving forward, I love that right there. So Warren McClendon, another guy who I think is probably more adept to be an interior player at the next level, but Georgia had to do what it had to do, right? To me, they have a whole unit full of guards. That's very unique. So you see right here, that man gets out in this kick step phase. A lot of space right there that he has to worry about when Aidan Hutchinson coming right there. So Aidan Hutchinson has time to think of a move set, and he goes for the bull rush. So he tries to center him up just like he just did with Jamaree Salyer. And Warren McClendon has his hands on the outside right now, combating that. Actually, Aidan Hutchinson wins the leverage game with that. But look at the strength of Warren McClendon to sink those mud hooks in, and now you can see him detonating the explosiveness of Aidan Hutchinson. Hutchinson has to start chopping his feet, and he got that man hemmed up by his shirt lapel. He's like, I told your ass one time, don't go in that club. Club bouncing his ass like you wouldn't believe, hemming up by his shirt lapel. But this right here, that's when it becomes a problem when Stetson Bennett. See, Stetson Bennett has to detach. He's still holding on, but this man is trying to detach as well, so then it becomes a hole. So you have to give something like that to Aidan Hutchinson because then it's a penalty still. It's just like having a sack. You get that down over or whatever like that, but you still get that yardage. So on the other side here, great move by David Ajabo against Jamaree Salyer. Look at this. Oh, out the back door. So that's why he had to detach. It wasn't nothing that Aidan Hutchinson was doing. But this move is hard. Comes right, hit him with the crossover, brings it to that side, sticks that left foot in the ground, and then spins off of it. My man got spun like a dreidel here. He don't know what's going on. He looking around like, which way did he go? Which way did he go? So then he had to just pull the ripcord and abandon technique and then try to push him off the plane. But he still got the flush. So those are some good reps going against each other, man. I love that, man. This is my favorite portion of this particular game. Now, keep in mind, I believe Aidan Hutchinson ended up with like 4 total tackles, no sacks. David Ajabo, I'm not even sure, charted in this game. So this was a very good game from Georgia, but the eye in the sky don't lie on some of these plays that you have to give this particular rep right here to Aidan Hutchinson. Check this out. It's a good rep. Until then, right there. Now, that happened to Warren McClendon a couple of times. Warren McClendon steady Eddie over there. I don't think he's anything spectacular, but I think he's very solid. Whereas Salyer can be a little bit more of a premium player to me. Warren McClendon had trouble with Aidan Hutchinson, which is why they switched him. Well, they do that anyway. They switched him a lot, but they did make sure to put Aidan Hutchinson over there with Warren McClendon, and that's when they got their better results right here. Even though they did not get a sack, you still get this penalty yardage right here. So this is one, I believe, by Warren McClendon at first, right? He's doing a damn good job, but then it comes to where he abandons it and always talk about getting too far over your skis. Here's a great example of this. If he would have stayed bending those knees and keeping that back straight, right, he wouldn't be leaning in to a man who's leaning in right here, right? It's almost like he abandoned technique right here. But if he could have stayed up and had those feet a little bit more forward and just stayed between the man and the line of scrimmage, then it becomes a hole when you try to run an arc like this. So, and he did a good job of really selling this, trying to go with the arm under move and really showing that he's being held as well. So that's the act or the mark of a savvy veteran right there. Really good. What happened on the other side over here? I think Ajabo, long arms of the law on this one. Oh, yeah, he got in with just one. I actually think both of these refs were one. They could have called. This looks like a face mask a little bit. I'm not sure exactly where he has that, but the way he's wiggling his head there looked like it could be somewhere on a face mask, but Ajabo tries to disengage. Yeah, I'm not sure. There, it had to be. He ripped off his mouthpiece. You can see the mouthpiece come out from the helmet or whatever like that. So, yeah, he's complaining. So maybe both of these refs right here won by Michigan, but they got the penalty yardage anyway, and it negated a very good throw by Stetson Bennett and a hell of a catch by Kyrus Jackson. So there you have it, man. That's trench warfare for you. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Now here's a treat for you. The baddest man on the planet, Brock Bowers, going against Aidan Hutchinson right here as a detached tight end or inline tight end or whatever you want to put this guy at. I think he's going to be a superstar. He's already a superstar in my book, but you want to see what he's like in the blocking department. Have him going against the potential #1 overall pick. Man up. Look at this. Oh, still going. This is a rundown too. Getting physical with that man on a rundown. Let's get physical. Look at this. Centered him up, hands on the inside. They both working with it right there. Look at it. Popped his head up like Jack in the Box, right? He getting hemmed up too a little bit though, so they working at it right there. But you can see Brock Bowers start to re-dig in, that foot energy firing. Hutchinson does a great job with this a lot of times, as you'll see he coming up on another one right here where he slings you off, but again, he's slinging Brock Bowers off. Brock Bowers on his ass Doberman style. He got that lockjaw on him, working lockjaw on him, and then look, legend has it, he's still on Aidan Hutchinson's ass. Pause. He's followed that man to the bathroom, hemmed him up like, where we going next? Let's go. Just because I'm football first, I have to show this rep right here going against my man, Granddaddy Darnell Washington. The Big O is what they call him. Great blocker. I think this guy will be a hellified left tackle if he were to make that type of move there. This man going against Aidan Hutchinson, you can see Aidan Hutchinson was still working, though. Even if it wasn't his day, look at that. Got in on a run on Jamaree White. Still hustling. Him going to the Detroit Lions with that #1 pick, man, that seems like a match made in heaven right there. But see right here, the Big O too far over in his skis, right? So he granddaddied his ass. You know your granddaddy ain't supposed to be hitting the ground like that, right? Come on. Granddaddy getting slung around like that. You know his hip and everything gonna get turned to sawdust. But he slings him off and gets to Jamaree White there. But listen, all in all, there's a lot of reps that were throwaway reps, right? Meaning he didn't really have a chance to get there. They were getting the ball out that fast. On clear, down and distance reps, though, they were pretty much dominating his ass. They would squeeze him down to a 5 technique as well and had him run on wraps and twists, and it's really nothing to it. He didn't really get after there, but he did draw some penalties and he got in on the run a little bit. You're not going to stop a guy like that. He's too damn good. But this was an excellent game plan by Georgia and great execution by the entire unit as a whole. So everybody chipped in on that one. Great job there. Can't wait to see if they can replicate that against Alabama's defensive front, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. We got some time there, but definitely want to highlight this performance by Salyer and the offensive line. All right, But your boy Murph, the Underground King. Thank you for rocking with your boy as always. Salute to everybody sending in that quality support. It's much appreciated, especially in the new year here, man. We're going to keep it rocking, keep the edutainment going as well. And with that being said, it's your boy Murph, the DMV King, the Underground King.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.